Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different that I don't normally do, and that is a book review for post-traumatic. So like I said, I don't usually do like singular book reviews, and I've been thinking about, well, more toying with the idea of doing more book reviews. Book reviews, when I started out doing this, did not do very well. Now, we've kind of learned that they do kind of do well. It's just not initially. They usually don't have traction right off the bat. But if they have good like search words, so good SEO on the video, then they will show up in Google search, which will accumulate views over time. So I've been thinking about doing more singular book reviews throughout the year, randomly as a little extra video for you guys. And so you guys are getting this one today. So this book review is for a graphic novel called Post Traumatic, and this is by Pete Fitz, and then the artwork by Ben Perkins. So this is the graphic novel, and I love the cover. Like, I love what's happening here. So in case you didn't know, all these black things all behind the main character as the focus are ravens. So this graphic novel is all black and white, which is kind of cool because I find that you don't get many graphic novels like that nowadays. Like, everything is very colorized. So this was really cool to see like something from like the traditional sense of comic books, I guess. It definitely makes you think of like when you're reading like a newspaper and you have the graphic section of the newspaper where the comics are, the daily funnies, but like all black and white. And so I thought that was really cool and unique about this one. So this is following a character named Dagon. I think that's how you say it, Dagon or Dagon. I think it's Dagon. And so this character will find that they're like kind of traveling through time. So when they excessively drink, they will have these visions of their father. Now, his parents passed away, and so he hasn't really had that interaction with his father in a very long time. But by use of inebriation, he can get that interaction with his father. And so he's been having these dreams of his dad. His dad seems to be wanting to tell him a specific message, but he's trying to figure out what that message is and what they're trying to get across to him. Now, this is also set back in history, so there's lots of historical elements to this graphic novel as well, which I found pretty interesting because I'm not normally like a big history buff, and I won't say that all of this is like full nonfiction. Like, it's definitely a fiction work, but it does pull from real life world events that we have gone through in history. And I thought that was really cool that this character is also going through it. So for example, this character gets drafted and goes into the war, and I'm pretty sure it's taking place more during World War II. For example, Pearl Harbor or Hiroshima. Those kind of events do come into occurrence in this graphic novel. And so the main character gets drafted and goes overseas to fight in the war. They end up getting put into a camp because they get captured. And so from there, the character has to find a way out of the situation that they're in. But at the same time, there are like underlying things happening where other people are kind of like, okay, this event's going to happen and this event's going to happen, so we need to do something to prevent this. And a lot of it ties around the main character and things that have happened since their childhood that they can't explain. And so what's really cool is like this book also deals with a lot of like time relativity things. And I love where anything has to do with like alternate timelines or different things happening in time that could change things in the future. I love anything that has to do with like messing with time, which, as we've learned from a lot of things, you probably shouldn't mess with time. I just find it so fascinating and such a cool like plot device for a story. So I found it really cool in this one. I also had a favorite character. His aunt is one of the people that helped raise him because his parents died young. And so his aunt is like a very mysterious character, and you don't really know much about them, but they're very like strict and kind of like act like a boarding school like principal or something. That's like what I would compare them to the best. But I find that they're a very interesting character, and like this is only the first volume in this series, so I'm definitely interested to see where it goes from there, and how her character develops. But I always have an affinity for the minor characters, so like that makes sense for me. The main character, he's not like overly likable in my opinion. I would say he's not overly likable, but he is still a very good main character, and he definitely represents what's trying to be brought forward in this graphic novel. I also like the twist that's kind of happening where it's like the underlying plot line. There's something happening that is making certain events in the real world happen. And I did really enjoy that. I thought that was a really cool like subplot happening at the same time. I think if I had to rate this graphic novel, I would probably give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it was pretty decent and I read it really quickly. Probably up to a 4 if I had to rate it on like Goodreads or Amazon, but I would like put in the caption 3.5. So it's definitely something that I would read the next one for. Like I think I would continue this and see how it goes. I also really want to know what happens with these like ravens. Like I want to know what the element is for that and what the significance is of the ravens. It has yet to be revealed, but there is some revealed about it in the book. So I thought that was really cool. I will say that the treatment of some characters in this graphic novel was pretty brutal, but I mean, it does kind of track with like a historical timeline. So it does kind of make sense with what actually happened in the real world. But yeah, you always have those certain elements to books and graphic novels to show like the reality of what actually happened. And so I think that it represented it pretty well in this. And yeah, I would definitely read the next one in this series. I don't know if the next one's out yet. I think this is a fairly new graphic novel, so I will wait until the next one's out and then look into it at that point. If you guys want to know more about this graphic novel, I will put the link in the description down below so you guys can go check it out yourselves. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of doing like book review formats on the channel. If you guys want to see more of these with other like singular books or graphic novels, definitely let me know. And yeah, if you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as linked to buy my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post new videos on Mondays and Thursdays. And until next time, keep on reading.